that brings us to your weekly capsule of health information. We call it Your Healthy Dose. And a special guest in Studio H for this week as we celebrate National Nurses Week and National Hospital Week. It is Lynn Olson, CEO, Hannibal Regional Hospital. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you, Rich.
Thank you very much for coming by. So this is an opportunity for you to kind of brag, by the way. At Hannibal Regional Hospital, National Nurses Week, National Hospital Week, you've got a lot to be proud of.
Well, you know, in healthcare, we're kind of reticent to brag about ourselves, but we're happy this week to brag about our people. That's the fun part. So it's really just about celebrating our staff. Our theme is kind of, one team, one mission, and so that's why I have my Cardinal shirt on this morning. I know I'm on the wrong side of the river for that, but
it's okay. It was good. No, it's the Cardinal Nation.
Here,
yes,
that's really what it's about. And Nurses Week is just a reason for us to recognize the profession of nursing, do some special things for them, but then recognize the whole team during Hospital Week, and our docs and all of our staff, not just the caregivers, but the people that support them.
And there's a lot. Being a nurse, giving of yourself, giving of your time, giving of your care. I mean, that's really what it's all about. It's a personal sacrifice, literally.
Well, it is. When we talk with young people, especially that think they want to go into healthcare, we talk about that you have to have a love for it and really a passion for people, because the work's hard. Mm-hmm. It's really hard. Last night we did a picnic for the night staff. We come in, our senior leadership team, and come in between 9 and 11, and you see these folks that are working off shift, and they're a little tired at times, working that night shift. But to get through that and do the hard work, and we had a busy night, the hospital was full, and you got to love that work, because it's just really too hard to do it if your heart's not in it.
You have grown immensely over the years. You've been in business at Hannibal Regional Hospital for, 20 years now?
Just at the new site, we've been there 20 years.
20 years.
And in business a lot longer, but this out on the Hospital Drive on 36, it's been 20 years this past month, so we've been doing a little extra celebrating to recognize those 20 years. Starting out 1993, Hannibal Regional Hospital, you had 595 team members, according to the stat
since then, provided here. You've got, let's see here, now you've got 914, so you've grown, and your mission has also been adjusted over the course of time.
Well, as we've grown, I think we've looked at our whole campus, and really that's just the hospital folks. And when you count the clinics, we've got several more hundred people on our campus, and we all count those as part of our healthcare team. Mm-hmm. But we have grown, and to reflect that, as we've grown, we created a foundation back in the early 90s, and our own medical group here in the last few years, and we all had different mission statements. But when we sat down this last year and looked at that and said, we're really all here for one reason, and that's to take care of people. So our new mission that all of our boards have agreed to is your health is our mission, because that's why we're here. It's simple. It's easy for people to understand. It really puts us all together. One system, one mission, one vision for the future.
And that's all part of the teamwork there.
Absolutely.
At Hannibal Regional. You are going to be facing some challenges. Every day is a challenge, but even in the future, growing and aging population, healthcare, there's going to be a greater need for healthcare. Are you seeing a response as far as new nurses applying for opportunities at Hannibal Regional, or are we still facing a big shortage?
Well, we never take it. Right now we're okay, but we never take that for granted. We just had a couple of the nursing schools in as a part of Nurses Week. We had 3 of them there just to talk with nurses about career development. Mm-hmm. And I think with nurses, it's really about keeping them engaged in that growth of that profession. So many of them come out after 2 years, but we encourage them to pursue their 4-year degree and master's degree and advanced certification so they can keep growing within their job. If they come in and just get stagnant or doing the same thing every day, I think that leads to shorter careers. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to get them to kind of commit to that lifelong growth and keeps them fresh, and then we've got ways we can challenge them. Healthcare is relying increasingly on a whole team, not just the doctor, but the nurses and the pharmacists and the physical therapists. And so nursing's role is just growing in all of that, and they need to be more of a decision maker in that realm. And so, we're encouraging them to get more education.
There's been a lot of change since the white hat days gone by.
I do barely remember that with the white caps. We haven't had those for a while. maybe a couple here and there, but the dedication hasn't changed in all of that. And what's so refreshing after you've been in this business for a while is to see the young folks come out, and sometimes you say, well, the next generation's not as dedicated to us. And I don't see that. The passion that people come out of nursing school or pharmacy school or PT, they're just as passionate about caring for people. They relate in a different way, and they bring us some wonderful technological abilities and challenges. And we just recently put in a new computer system, and those young folks really dig into that, and they're kind of pushing us to the next generation. And so I kind of look forward to the iPad and the iPhone generation pushing us into the future.
There you go. You brought up a very good point. Continuing education. Some years ago, that wasn't necessarily as important, but it is now in pretty much any field.
Well, you have to, because the technology is changing so fast. In healthcare, it's just amazing the technology we have, and sometimes take it for granted. But then you realize someone has to run that technology. And when you look at just medical imaging alone and how sophisticated that's become and digitized, and that you're basically running computers that take pictures of the body, and you have to be incredibly skilled and you have to keep up on that. And this fall we're going to be replacing our linear accelerator in our cancer center. And that's an amazing piece of technology, and even that has changed so much in 10 years. So what we're putting in this fall will be far more advanced, and your staff have to just keep up with that. It's really tough. So if you went to school 5 years ago, I mean, the world's changed a lot.
It's all changed. So now you got to go through training on the new equipment too.
Absolutely, and they look forward to that, though. I think it keeps them fresh.
That's awesome. So how are you going to celebrate today? You got another picnic planned?
Well, we hope the rain holds off, so I hope your forecast is right on. But yeah, we're going to have an outdoor picnic today. Last night was an indoor, and our theme is kind of one team, and we've got kind of a baseball theme to our staff helping out. But we just hope it holds off. We've got a tent in case it doesn't. But when you've got several hundred people trying to walk out of the hospital and sit down and eat together, it'll be nice if it can stay dry.
Okay, we'll work on that. And I don't want to forget too, a big thank you to the Hospital Foundation. They do so much and wonderful work. A team of dedicated volunteers, people that have been giving to the hospital in so many different ways. You've got a coffee shop that you can brag about that I understand is quite popular. Yeah,
the Caring Cup. It's staffed by our auxiliary, and auxiliary works with the foundation to kind of help us both raise money and provide volunteers. But yeah, it's you can get hot chocolate, you can get all kinds of coffee. You don't have to go to Starbucks to get a good cup of coffee, and it's just nice. I think it gives people a little sense of we're a little bit big city, but not too much.
Yeah.
So it's and then you've got a smiling face there to volunteer, and then the profits all go back into buying good things for the hospital.
Sure, and including new equipment and replacement items, etc.
And the foundation's also got our golf tournament coming up in June, and I'm sure someone will come on for that. But we do our annual golf tournament, so that'll be fun. And we're also building a walking path around the hospital with the foundation's help, and that's really not just for us. It's going to be a mile loop that goes around the campus, and we'll encourage community members to come out and walk with us.
Right. It's not just for the hospital. It's for anybody who wants to come on by and stay healthy and exercise.
Yeah. So our first leg here, if the rain will let up, we'll get started on construction. They've been out doing some surveying, but it's pretty tough with the rain to really do much else.
Yeah, it's difficult to move mud than dirt. Wonderful things going on. And again, congratulations on Hannibal Regional Hospital, the 20 years at your new location. It is National Nurses Week, National Hospital Week, and what a way to celebrate, and you're doing so with your staff, and it wouldn't be what it is without that dedicated and caring staff. So give them a thank you for me, will you?
I absolutely will, and we just appreciate what they do every day.
All right, indeed. Lynn, thank you very much. And again, we talk about Hannibal Regional Hospital. If you'd like more information, you can always go online, hrhonline.org. And Hannibal Regional brings you your healthy dose along with Hannibal Regional Medical Group. Lynn Olson, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.